In 1975, Belgian band Womega released the one album of their 6-year existence, the album A Quick Step, and from it the track Sweet Sleeping 16. Okay, we got two layers here. One really like icy, rough organ, kind of harkening back to like the 1970-71 period, and bass descent right under it. Okay, quite a rush, windy, like descent pattern, full on now. Thin, kind of slightly, just a vibrato guitar. A G minor, F, E flat, D minor.
Oh, it's 16 and I'm losing my mind. I think she's losing us as well, but I'm not sure about the meaning of what she says. Not even
actually D major.
My own words, still I whisper them so loud. The echoes make the cartridge, make the wind and make the waves on which the echoes roll. Drawing in a circle in the riverside, the grass and you are green.
Very, I like how his vocals are the vocal melody like darting up, adding like melodic nuance over the chord progression. Kind of a raw voice. Reminds me of the guy in Burning Red Ivanhoe.
Why are you sleeping? Why are you sleeping? If you touch me, gonna write you a song. If you will not write, it doesn't seem to me that I have seen it all before, but never told it this way. I don't care, you don't care, since I've lost my mind, my eyes don't seem to have.
This is quite a wordy track, come to think of it. I'm really curious if the lyrics to this can be dug up somehow. No such luck, and I have to say the production is just and sound quality is just a little bit rough, and with him singing so fast and all, and it being so wordy, for the lines being so dense, for me to really catch them as they're going on. But if you know the lyrics, the plot, I'd really like to know, because there seems to be quite a lot of melodrama coming across in just his vocal manner, and it seems like the lyrics must be about something quite well, serious.
That's the reason why I'm not still got my umbrella parade. So I wear the magic ring. Do not be mad, hey, I really think that you are sleeping.
Notice that change of cadence right there, where it kind of almost like a proto new wave feel right in that section.
That you are sleeping. You're my captain, never says every time I kiss you, 16 more than I can tell.
Some well-arranged harmonies right there, yeah, amid the sliding bass line, yeah. Right now, as I take apart these layers, I'm kind of wishing that this had a cleaner production to it, a slicker production, because there's a lot of nuance, a lot of detail, like that's not many records from 1975 sound this rough. Wow, I like that sound. I like the kind of like distorted quality of those saxes as they... Now notice, I liked how that flute was interacting with that really funky guitar. A different guitar sound from what we'd heard on the track. More of a... Yeah. like grooving in G minor, just minor monochordal with some kind of like a radio phone sounding vocals in unison. Yeah, there must be some real plot to these lyrics.
I want to make you see that it's hard for me, but I will try to be. Screen out of your of a dream to be 60. Do you have a dream of me?
Wow, quite like a spotlight in G minor on that flute. That is played by Paul Peters, who's also responsible for brass, or so it says. Huh. They have one guy credited with brass and flute, so I guess he's been trading off between different wood like horns. Now notice how the guitar and bass are coming out of that bit. I'm afraid that all of these guys, their only credits according to Discogs are this album. Yeah, none of them did anything else. That is really a shame. I'm hearing some solid talent here. The band themselves, the band would do after this album they would do a single in 1976 and a single in 1980. Yeah, they were together between 1974 and 1980. Wow, quite a jam section here. Yeah, a bit of that funk influence from Stateside coming in. There wasn't like a lot of funk going on in in Benelux anyway. Outside the library scene, there were some library appropriations of like studio type acts. I was thinking of chakras or chicken curry. Basically, that's all that really came to mind.
If you touch me, come alive to the song. If you will not write, it doesn't sing. It's the better that I have seen it all before, but never told it this way. I don't care, you don't get for your sins. I lost my mind, my eyes don't seem to have my feet, and that's the reason why I'm not as spoke up a bird parade. So
I like how he's adding like syllables, like how the syllables get a bit more staccato as the as the cadence kind of does the same as that melody resolves, and while he's singing kind of like in step with the chords, the way that he rises as the chords descend creates quite a bit of harmonic counterpoint between vocal and vocals and music.
I wear the magic ring, got me by the hay. I really think that you are sleeping. That you are sleeping.
I had never appreciated that section so much until just playing it now. That just jerky staccato kind of feel. And I love the open cadences and the vocals, like the oohs that were under him, and also that kind of luminous synthesizer that was creeping up there. No, like a mellotron sound actually. Well, now I like how the guitar is really asserting itself, getting more lyrical, scaly, just... was Sweet Sleeping 16 by Womega, and copies of this album, Quick Step, are going for a median price of $85.16. Last sold January 15th of 2019. The highest price, $115.85. Yeah, I guess obviously a needle drop here, but I guess issued on CDR in the mid 2000s, and then I guess finally given a proper reissue 40 years after its original in 2015. Yeah, I don't know how that reissue. It's on Paisley Press. Yeah, this is just as I was kind of playing now. I was thinking, wow, is this really the best copy that's circulating? Recorded October 1975, so released toward the end of the year, I'd imagine. Released toward the tail end of 1975. It has kind of a strike. It has a memorable cover, kind of Stepford Wivey looking. Yeah, three women ascending a set of stairs in like kind of 70s strappy shoes. And I would imagine they're kind of Stepford Wivey looking, that mid 70s type style and all. Let's hear another track from the album, Christo Said.
Christo said to me, better help me fix that project over here.
Another track in G minor seems to be a comfort key for them.
Then I replied in this matter, I would rather not interfere. Truly, I insist your experience is needed, don't you see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.
You care about getting famous, getting free publicity.
Okay, we got like guitar and saxophone interacting, kind of interlocking on this riff right there.
Christo, hear what I've got to say and better put it in your ears. If you want me to fix your curtain, then you better see it clear.
I like the kind of like attitude that he's putting into these vocals. Even a little bit more. Maybe I can kind of make them out a little bit more than the last track. Yeah, a very assertive vocalist, and I like the kind of like raw tone, kind of soulful in its own way.
I don't want no one hanging round me while I'm working, it's no fun. I can't do no job with you watching on my fingers, Christo run.
Yeah, he sings in kind of these tout syllables. Like I could imagine his vocal style and his voice transferring quite easily over to the new wave era. I like the call and response there between that, like the guitar licks and then that bass figure. Do 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 do.
Me, Daddy was pleased more than he could ever tell. I said there's no need for no hurry if you want things rolling well.
There's a lot of staccato elements in the playing here, like that. Those organ fills that dirt and dirt and dirt like that.
The curtain was hanging out the window, took it in the air. Never saw it back, neither Christo, but I was the least to care.
In this song, just like in the last one, he's singing along with the chords, but he's adding kind of a nuance. He's stretching it out some, like without his. Let's just say he adds something to the overall melodic framework in the way he sings it. Now we get kind of a pastoral vibe from them. the minimalism of this, as well as just the contrast between the sort of pastoral keyboard and sustain sounds with that raw, snappy drum pattern. What do all we got here? We got some mellotron. It sounds like we've got that sustain guitar, kind of like oozing, or it's got kind of like an ECM type records tone to it, and then we got a few like organ fill or organ notes. Did I just hear it go from G minor to B? That's a strange progression, yeah. Yeah, it usually goes the other way around. It's usually G to B minor, not G minor to B. That gives you kind of like a feeling of being really low, like almost being slightly imbalanced, almost having like 1 foot lower than the other, G minor, to go to rising up like like 2 or 3 steps instead of 1. And now the guitar has changed. Now it's like mirroring like the melody, it's mirroring the bass all of a sudden, and the bass has just kind of been there in the background, kind of like subtly guiding things and adding depth and holding things together in many ways. As a matter of fact, it wasn't until the guitar like changed in this and started playing the theme that I realized that whole section, it had been the bass that was actually giving us the melody. It was just kind of so low and kind of in the mix and kind of support. It was because the bass was just kind of like felt more than heard, but at the same time, it wasn't like the keyboards that were giving us the melody, because they were just kind of adding atmosphere. Yeah, the guitar is giving us like high octave, like accents on the bass line. Do no no do no 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 like. Wow, I like the thickness. See, the mellotron's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. There, hear it rising up like that. Beautiful a combination, the guitar and the mellotron. Oh, those almost like kind of like mellotron strings. It sounds like, yeah, it's just. That progression once again that I told you about, G minor to B. Yeah, I love how that like violin mellotron like hit the C note and just so high. Beautiful, yeah. Christo Said by Womega. Yeah, I love how we basically had 2 The song was a two-parter, although I did actually think it was going to recapitulate and go back to that. I thought we were going to like return to that for like the final 30 seconds, but no. But then again, I'm happy with the way it ended anyway, going kind of into that more pastoral section and just taking us out to the sunset, taking us out to sea. Yeah, Christo Said by Womega, and before that, Sweet Sleeping 16, two songs from Womega's singular 1975 release, A Quick Step. Yeah, released in 1975 on Scrup Records. And it looks to have been, that looks to have been a self-press. I only see two titles on that, and both by Womega. So, for an album that was self-pressed in 1975 and never reissued like during the 90s or properly reissued, it certainly gained, considering that the members never did anything else, this has gained quite a reputation on the internet. Yeah, who knows? It may have all started like on Alex Jetlin's site back in the early 2000s or whenever it was he put it on there, because yeah, that database back in the day was responsible for a lot of us filling in more the holes, the deeper recesses of 70s rock from the UK and Europe. Yeah, early to mid 70s. Yeah. Anyway. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the Womega album, see the directory of albums by Belgian artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, and follow me on social media, and share the video on the music forums. And leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two tracks we just heard, the layers, the lyrics, the nuances. Yeah, the lyrics, if you could understand them, especially when you know the plot, because it sounds like he was singing about some stuff that was quite, let's just say, dramatic and intriguing. The way in which he sung it made me intrigued by the words, even if I can't find them anywhere. And it was a little bit too rough production-wise for me to make them out. Yeah, and soloing, which moment stood out to you the most. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled Trimax most, signing off.